Hello and welcome back to another video with your bald-headed freak, Kevin. I own a 2022 F150 Powerboost and I'm just chronicling all of my ownership with it, sharing with you all the good and the bad. So this is the second tank fill-up video that I'm doing here. The first one I average about 20.99, so we'll call it 21 miles per gallon based on hand calculating, whereas the trip computer was showing a little bit higher than that. I'll link that video down below if you want to see the first tank fill up. Gas here is still $4.83, $4.84 a gallon. We're supposed to be getting some, in New York State, some state and county tax relief for the sale of gas that might help and save about 25 cents per gallon, which will be nice.
I want my $2!
I'm only going to top tier fuel stations. I use the top tier fuel station finder on the internet, as Ford recommends that fuel in their trucks, and I want to try and get the best results as possible. I'm using 87 octane because very often I drive this truck without trailering or without any payload or significant payload. So just running the 87. Okay, so this is tank number 2. I reset trip 2 3 miles after I filled up the last time. So I forgot to hit the trip reset when I left the gas station, but it was only 3 miles from my house. So I can say that as of right now, I have 608.2 miles on this tank with 49 miles left to go. So this is going to be a better fuel economy out of the second tank. As you know, the last one I only got 608 miles and it said I was down 15 miles to empty. So we're obviously, the weather is getting nicer here. I did spend some time idling the truck, but let's see how much further we can get on this because I'm going to wait just a little bit to fill up. Okay, so I'm about to fill up. So as I mentioned before, the trip 2 was reset 3 miles after I filled up. So 10, 11, 12, I had to count from 609, you add 3, that gets to 612 miles on this tank with 43 miles to empty. So I'm leaving a little bit more in the tank than I did on the last one. So I got slightly better fuel economy on this one. Let's fill up and then we'll do the math and let you know how I did on this tank, and I'll give you all the metrics as to approximately how I drove and all the extraneous factors. Let's do some hand calculation here. So it was $136.76 to fill up, and it was 28.263 gallons. I got to 612 miles this time around and could have gone a little bit longer. So the second tank, I got slightly better fuel economy. It's been warmer here, so I don't know if that's impacting it. I did do a lot of idling time. I would say I did more idling time on the second tank than I did on the first tank. And I find that this truck idles in electric mode a lot, which is nice because I do work out of my car and I spend a lot of time sitting in front of different places, doing a little work in the car. And it's nice to have the air conditioning and the seat ventilation running at full force, even when it's in eco mode, even when it's on all electric power. So I can stay nice and cool. I've had other vehicles before that if you're in their eco mode, it will go into an eco climate mode, which then kind of does the same thing for the climate system, where it'll shut that off as needed to conserve fuel. But this obviously doesn't need that. Obviously the engine will kick on every once in a while as you're idling, but you're obviously not burning as much fuel. That engine kicking on is just going to recharge the batteries for a short bit and then kick off again. So I would say most of the driving was in weather that was above 60 degrees, and most of it probably an average somewhere in the 70s. And about 60% of that was highway driving, about 40% of it was city driving. And let's do the calculation. So let's see here. I'll bring the camera over here to you. And we have got 612 miles divided by 28.263 equals 21.65 gallons. So I got about I would say maybe slightly over a half gallon better MPG off of the second tank than I did the first tank. It might have a little bit to do with the fact that it's becoming warmer out. I was watching another video of someone who lives in the same Western New York area as me, who has a Powerboost 4x4 just like I do, and he had his during the winter, which I just picked mine up obviously at the start of the spring, and he noticed that he got around 20 miles per gallon average. So I expect to definitely do less during the winter, but I think that I have the potential, as the truck gets more miles on it and as we get more consistently warm temperatures, I expect to get better fuel economy. I think I'm going to do some, regular check-ins on the miles per gallon. So if you're interested in that, I'll create a separate playlist for all the fuel economy videos I do on the F-150. I'll add them to the same F-150 Powerboost playlist, but I'll create a separate one and I'll let you know which tank it is. I don't know that I'll do every single tank, but this is going to be, something I want to keep an eye on. And admittedly, I didn't buy the Powerboost for only the improved fuel economy. I think that most other people on the internet,
I took the initiative in creating the internet.
Say if you're buying the Powerboost for fuel economy alone, you're going to be slightly disappointed because it's not all that much better than what you can get out of the 2.7 or even the 3.5 without the hybrid system. I think what the benefit to the Powerboost is right in the name. You get extra power. It's a little bit zippier than the regular 3.5. And then also the capability to have the Pro Power on board, the inverter system. I highly recommend, if you're getting this truck, to upgrade to the 7.2 kilowatt inverter, which I definitely did.
Do it.
Because I think that you can get the full potential out of this setup, this Powerboost setup, to have that inverter to run pretty much whatever you want. I'm going to use it in emergency situations as a generator at my house when the power goes out, to run essential things like refrigerator and perhaps things like a modem. But I think that, I still want to track the fuel economy of this vehicle just to see what I'm getting, if it's improving, and try and keep things as consistent as possible using top tier fuel, using the 87. I don't think I'm gonna, unless the fuel economy, or unless the fuel prices get significantly lower, I'm not gonna mess around with putting premium fuel into it just because of the cost right now. But I'm loving the truck, having fun driving it. Hope you guys continue to watch my videos, enjoy them. All right, that's it. If you have not liked and subscribed yet, please do. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2022. It is currently the start of June 2022, so I think it's doable as long as I can get you guys to click the subscribe button. So please do. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps me out. Like I said, I'm going to continue to release these videos every Saturday, so you'll have something new to watch. And if there's something that you want to see, or if you think that I'm doing something really dumb,
No way. That's great. We landed on the moon!
put that in the comments, and I'll try and cater the videos to what you guys want to see and not do the things that annoy you.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.